You know what we're going to be talking about? That Ryan Reeves hit on Darnell Nurse. I don't like it at all. I totally suspect there's going to be a suspension. I just think that it was just bad all around, and the Oilers didn't capitalize on it, Rob.
Well, let's start with the hit first. You could see it coming. I yelled at the TV, heads up, heads up. Darnell picked the puck up behind the net, and he was kind of turned sideways as he was picking it up and was watching the puck, and I knew that Reeves was on the ice. So it was one where Reeves had an old season because Darnell was not expecting it, but it was a direct to the head. Like you could not have. I mean, if you're going to go around at the beginning of the season and show teams hits you cannot do,
that's why
this would be your lead story right here. It was vicious, it was dirty, and obviously it knocked out Nurse out of the game and possibly longer. I believe it'll be an in-person review where they'll bring him in to the NHL offices, which means it's a 5 games or more.
Right.
And that to me is what it is. It's 5 games or more for that hit. You can't have that in hockey. As for the power play afterwards, the Oilers squandered an opportunity. They could have extended the lead. That's one where one of two things happen. The team that loses its player and they're like, you know what, let's make them pay. Let's score 2, let's score 3.
Right.
That'll happen. Or the teams, the Leafs, for this example, is, all right, this game is over if we don't kill this off. And they came out, and that was a fantastic kill with a couple big saves. So a certain turning point in this game, because the game could have ended had the Oilers scored a couple on that power play.
Now, the Oilers only got 2 shots on goal in that man advantage. But you know what? Let's take a look at the most important part, and that is Darnell Nurse not returning for the rest of this game. And the Oilers' depth on the blue line is already a little on the thin side. So that obviously is not only a concern the rest of the way in this hockey game, but over the next couple of games as they try to figure out how they're going to handle that if they lose Nurse for any particular period of time.
Well, I mean, the one thing the Oilers have tonight, they had 7 defensemen dressed. So It's not as though anyone's going to get extended minutes or have to play more simply because they've already got 6 other defensemen to jump in. Anytime you lose any player, but certainly a player that plays big minutes, it's going to affect your team. Maple Leafs tonight playing without their best player in Austin Matthews. You find a way to overcome. So the Oilers tonight have the advantage of having 6 defensemen already in the game. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow and whether or not Nurse will play Monday and Tuesday. But every morning you wake up, you look at the wire, every team is losing players. There's injuries all over the place. The Oilers are just no different now as Darnell Nurse is out of this game, and the Edmonton Oilers have to overcome it. And they are good enough to overcome any player being gone for any extended period of time. And there's going to be guys getting minutes tonight. They're going to be excited about the opportunity, and we'll see if they're capable of bringing this one home.
PKs look pretty solid tonight. Actually, the thing that's amazing to me is taking a look at Ty Emberson's numbers with the PK. He's leading. I'm just double checking the numbers right now. He is leading time on ice on the PK at 4 minutes and 41 seconds, which is, it's great to see him starting to find an area that maybe he can specialize in.
Well, and then you throw in the fact that one of your main penalty killers, Nurse, is not in the game. And then Matthias Ekholm was gone for 2 minutes of a penalty kill. So those guys right there would have eaten up a lot of those minutes. In just what we talked about, certain players have to step up. They're going to be put in positions they're not normally in. Troy Stecher was out there for a penalty kill. He normally wouldn't be getting big minutes on the penalty kill, but you're running out of players. For that 5-on-3, they had no Ekholm, no Nurse. Those two start your 5-on-3 against. So all of a sudden you're looking for somebody else that you can throw out there, and they got it done. Penalty kill, big penalty kill for the Oilers. It's a 5-on-3 against a power play that though they didn't score the first couple opportunities for Toronto, they had a ton of great chances. If the Oilers win this hockey game, you can look back to that 5-on-3 that they killed off is a big reason why.
Okay, Brownie, we'll talk to you coming up on the post-game show, okay?
Sounds good.
Oilers leading after 40, 2-1. We'll take a break, and we will come back with more. At the Intermission is brought to you by the End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. So we're coming back with more. This is your Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Chemco is more than just a trusted local name. Chemco has been building industry across Canada for more than 60 years. From engineering through to commissioning, construction, maintenance, and beyond, Chemco's multidiscipline approach stands firmly on the belief that Chemco cares. It's not just what they do, it's how they do it. Visit Chemco.com and discover how they can support your project today. Chemco, proud fans of the Edmonton Oilers, serving and supporting communities across Canada for over 60 years.
Rogers is Canada's fastest and most reliable internet. We're made for Oilers fans. You can stream Brown's scoring down in the basement.
And there it is!
Watch Leon light the lamp in the living room.
Spectacular!
Connor scoring in all corners of the house. And Nurse notching a game winner in the nursery.
Very quietly, of course.
Rogers, proud partner and fan of your Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton comes all the way back!
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Got the flavors to play, yeah. Cooking on ice. Hunger happens, gotta score a slice. Let's go Oilers, E-Town unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue, game on the street. Make the right call, Pizza 73. Let's go Oilers!
737373, Pizza 73.
With Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. The wildfire-stricken resort town of Jasper is bracing for winter. It's been 3 months since residents there were able to return home after a wildfire destroyed a third of the town and forced a nearly 1 month evacuation. Jasper Mayor Richard Ireland says the community will face major hurdles over the extremely cold months, but the community remains optimistic.
Yes, there are huge challenges ahead of us. The rebuilding is just about to begin, so debris removal is underway. That has been a tremendous relief for so many people just to see that activity now taking place, and people are starting to make plans for their homes. That brings a sense of optimism despite the challenges that are faced.
Ireland says the local business community is also hoping to see lots of visitors like yourself this winter, since they normally rely on the busy summer tourism season to make it through the slower winter months. News on demand at 880ched.com.
Weather forecast? Ugh. Savings forecast? Cha-ching. Save up to $225 on a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 at Fountain Tire until December 14th. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together.
Oil Country, the ultimate Oilers watch party happens all season long. Attend Molson Canadian Oilers Game Day live throughout the season for your chance to win 2025-26 Edmonton Oilers season seats. For the next Game Day Live Flight Night for your chance to win a trip for 2 to watch the Oilers play in Chicago. Join them November 19th at Sherlock Holmes Pub North. For the full event schedule and to RSVP for the ultimate Oilers watch party, visit OilersGameDayLive.com.
No mortgage payments for a whole year? It could happen with End of the Roll Flooring Center's Win Your Mortgage Payments contest. What would you do if you were mortgage-free for a whole year?
I'd probably go on vacation.
Probably take a trip and then do some renos.
Then I'd be able to definitely afford more hockey camps for my kid.
If you want to win your mortgage payments for a whole year, just drop into any End of the Roll Flooring Center to enter today. Visit endoftheroll.com for all the details.
12870 St. Albert Trail and now open at 580 Parsons Road Southwest.
Weather forecast? Ugh. Savings forecast? Cha-ching. Save up to $225 on a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 at Fountain Tire until December 14th. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together.
The intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Bryn Griffiths back in Studio B here in Edmonton. Oilers leading the Leafs 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Time to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Final scores already. We had the Blues winning in overtime in Boston 3-2. Seattle on a late goal knocking off the Islanders out there on the West Coast 3-2. In the third period, the Montreal Canadiens leading Columbus 2-1. Tampa Bay Lightning with a 1-0 lead going into the third period over the New Jersey Devils. Winnipeg getting taught a lesson tonight in Florida. The Panthers leading 4-0 going into the third period. Buffalo at Philadelphia. Flyers up 4-0 in the third. Also in the third period in Pittsburgh, the Penguins leading the San Jose Sharks 3-1. In the third period, it is the Hurricanes leading the Ottawa Senators 2-0. In the second period, it's Detroit at Los Angeles 2-0 is the lead for the Kings in that one. Two other games, Dallas at Minnesota. It's 1-0 Stars into the second period. And starting up at 8 o'clock tonight, Chicago at Vancouver to take on the Canucks. That is your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Hey, the players are getting ready to come back onto the ice for the third period, and that's where we're about to go at the intermission. Is brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. This is your Ford dealers NHL hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
It's game on at City Ford.
With an all-star lineup of 2024 Ford favorites, save up to $5,000 on Escapes,
up to $8,000 on Bronco Sports,
and up to $16,000 on F-150s.
Plus, find 0% financing options available on all 3 vehicles.
Score an all-star deal today and spin and win an iPad, Oilers merch, Costco card, even a trip to Vegas.
Visit City Ford on the St. Albert Trail.
Do you have tickets to an upcoming event at Rogers Place that you can't attend? Donate your tickets to the Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation Seats for Kids program, presented by Eagle Builders. Seats for Kids provides unused game tickets for charities, allowing children and families to enjoy hockey at Rogers Place. And for many, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. To be a part of the Seats for Kids program presented by Eagle Builders, please email edmonton@kidsupfront.com. That's edmonton@kidsupfront.com.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
2-1 hockey game. The Edmonton Oilers lead the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're pleased to report that although he will not return to the game tonight, Darnell Nurse is fine, kind of joking with the trainers a little bit. So it sounds like everything's going to be okay in terms of a long-term situation. Short-term, tough to tell whether he'd be ready or not for Montreal on Monday, but certainly lucid and his normal, rather jocular self in the Oilers dressing room. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Hyman as we begin this third period with Ekholm and Bouchard defensively. Edmonton a 2-1 lead. McDavid the go-ahead goal. Power play tally. The Oilers have scored in the first 2 minutes of each of the first 2 periods. Up the right-hand side, off a Toronto dump in. You've got Nugent Hopkins just missing McDavid and backing off Mitch Marner. Puck poked free and flipped in by Zach Hyman. Shots are 18-15 Edmonton through 2 periods. Toronto limited to just 5 in that second period as the Oilers have gotten a good job getting in lanes. Nylander 13 shot attempts in 40 minutes. That's 3 off a career high, but only 4 have actually made their way on net. Ekholm takes control and ends up setting up shop behind his own net. Opening minute, third period, Edmonton in the white traveling left to right in this final period, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak in Toronto. The outlet to Connor Brown. He'll gain the line with speed. Tried to center, that was deflected. Matthew Knies on the puck. Was able to muscle it toward the center and then shoveled back in by Connor Brown. Forced around the boards and out by Hakanpää. They'll wave off icing. Troy Stecher takes a peek. Nylander bearing down on him. Up the right-hand side, Connor Brown. Flick of the wrist, Stolers. He'll take a quick peek to Knies. And now Hakanpää. Tried to hit Nylander, picked off by Kulak. Worked back inside the Toronto line. A tip by Corey Perry on a pass intended for David Kampf. Bouchard corrals a loose puck in his own zone and finds Leon Draisaitl. Slapped in by Perry. Podkolzin rushes in on the forecheck to join. Behind the Toronto net, it's played by Holmberg over to Max Domi. Puck ate him up a bit in the corner, and off the turnover, Draisaitl finds Bouchard. Slap shot, and that blazer stayed out. Draisaitl rink wide to Bouchard. High slot for Podkolzin. Back to Bouchard. Ekholm, a drive sent wide. Coming off the end boards, it's Connor Timmins with the puck for Toronto.
Missed opportunity for Bouchard, Jack.
Yeah, that was hammered, but wide. Holmberg from Timmins. He'll work it down low. Bouchard able to slide it through the on-rushing forecheck of Toronto's Nick Robertson. Ekman-Larsson at center. McCabe will shoot it in. Around the glass, grabbed by Ekholm. Played up the left-hand side. First of a 3-game trip. Edmonton heads to Montreal next. We'll have it for you Monday, 5:30. Drive time face-off for you on 880 CHED and the Oilers Radio Network. And now, not getting a puck touch, and they might want to discuss that. I thought for a moment there was a touch there, but no, it's icing against Toronto. Willie Nylander not happy with that call, and a face-off will be to Anthony Stoller's right-hand side.
Well, you got to figure Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm might top out at 9 minutes in this period.
As Edmonton tries to hold a third-period lead, taken into overtime by the Owners on Tuesday and Nashville on Thursday. They won them both. Nurse won the game on Thursday. Draisaitl is third OT winner of the season on Tuesday. McDavid a steal, a wrist shot, and that was blocked. A painful one by Jake McCabe, and a big hit on Connor Dewar. And again, it was Ty Emberson. Lead pass, right wing. McDavid drop pass. Hyman, a shot that changed up on Stollers, but hit the side of the net, and McMahon will streak down the right wing for the Leafs. Well defended by Ekholm. In fact, McMahon appeared to shy away from some contact there. Ekholm up to McDavid. Wristed out, but not out of the zone. Held in by Ekman-Larsson. His shot was blocked. McMahon twisted up by Stetcher and cleared by Hyman with help from McDavid. Mitch Marner glides back to pick it up for Toronto. He had an assist on the only Toronto goal, which was credited to Bobby McMahon. Banged off the side of the net by Kent. He'll get it back from McMahon. Marner, left corner, centers off the side of the net, and Skinner watches as that puck eventually tumbles into the corner. Skinner didn't have a stick. Ekholm brought it back to him, and then a big hit by Timmins as he crashed into Derek Ryan. Skinner heading for the net with a wrist shot off the blocker of Anthony Stollers, and now McMahon does well to clear the zone for Toronto. Bouchard to Jeff Skinner, wrist shot missed again. Rebound came off the end boards, and Stollers watched that pop up the right-hand side for Matthew Nyes. He'll one-handed in deep against Bouchard. Around the boards and a clear, Derek Ryan. Center ice. Tried to cross. Broken up. Janmark conservatively back to Brett Kulak. 4 1/2 gone by in the third period. Edmonton 2, Toronto 1. Kulak shoots it in.
I don't know that one.
Bring it as far as center, but Connor Brown tucks it back in. Brown, another guy who's been instrumental on a kill that has now erased the last 8 power plays for the opposition. That's been the story tonight. Special teams. Oilers with a power play goal and 4 successful kills. Nylander trying to get through Janmark, who bodied him up and allowed Ekholm to swoop over and deliver a pass to Emberson, which is then golfed outside the zone. McCabe will get it back from Tanev from Toronto. But now McDavid tries to hunt down Jake McCabe, who risks it down low. Jake McCabe, Bob, I don't mind saying it, a far better player than I ever thought he'd be. Lead pass left side.
Kept improving.
Exactly. Here's Stollers. Hard rim up the glass. Marner booted it to the middle of the ice. Tavares.
I don't know that.
Inside. I can't remember a night where the puck has eaten McDavid up more than it has tonight.
I think the player,
and he's still got a goal.
Jack.
I don't know that one.
He's played at 1:30. They play about 3 times a year in the main building, normally at Ricoh Coliseum. Lead pass right-hand side. Marner a wrist shot, and that's deflected up and out of play as we've seen 6 minutes tick off the clock and Toronto does not have a shot on net yet. Bob wanted to see if Edmonton could close out Toronto. Well, not permitting a shot on goal will go a long way towards doing that. 13:54 left in regulation. It's Edmonton 2. The Leafs 1. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
Today you can score at A&W. Enjoy a juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in Oil Country. This fantastic deal is available all day today at A&W.
It's a new era for Ford in Edmonton. Welcome to Big West Ford. Located westbound on Stony Plain Road just east of the Henday, Big West Ford is Edmonton's newest and most exciting Ford dealership. Whether you're after the legendary F-150, the powerhouse 350 Super Duty, or the adventurous Bronco, they've got you covered with exceptional selection and service right here in your city. Big West Ford, driven by you. Visit Big West Ford at 18208 Stony Plain Road or online at bigwestford.com.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Take in the ultimate game day experience at the Century Sports Bar and Lounge. Check out the best in live entertainment.
Sorry, I don't know that. The Edmonton Oilers will play the Montreal Canadiens next Monday, November 18th at 5:30 p.m.
Juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in Oil Country.
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
To the Oilers Radio Network.
Less than 14 minutes to play as the Oilers looking to improve their record to 6-2 on the road. After an 0-3 start, Edmonton has gone 9-4-1. The Oilers can climb back into a wild card spot tonight with a win. And yes, there's 60 games remaining. Off the face-off, wrist shot wide, Ekman Larsson. Glanced off the corner boards, and Toronto will track. Timmins with Stolarz, reminding him that Perry was on him. Draisaitl threw it across to Podkolzin, left point, shot Kulak, and that's snagged by Stolarz. He didn't have much pressure, and the officials very generous, letting him make a play on that puck. That was about 3 seconds later than the quick whistle in overtime the other night against Nashville. Here's Holmberg. Kulak up the right-hand side. Stetcher put it up the right-hand boards. I mean, that was 5 seconds seemingly that Stolarz had that puck. And I think the officials are saying, hey, let's move it. He does. Ekman Larsson ambles his way to center and fires it in. Stetcher to handle. Off to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Smartly chipped back through center. Hammered back in by Ekman Larsson. Remember, Edmonton is doing this with a lineup. This is where the 7 defensemen kind of come in handy. Poked free. Tanev in his own zone for Toronto. They dressed 11-7 tonight because Victor Arvidsson couldn't play. Darnell Nurse is hurt and out for the remainder of the game, but you still got the full complement of 6 as the Leafs take an icing call up the right-hand side. Bit of an unforced error against the home team, who's sitting at 10-6-2 overall this season and a 7-3 record here at Scotiabank Arena. Now McDavid off that icing call, loaded up with Draisaitl and Hyman. Ekholm and Bouchard, the D pair. Off the faceoff, Tanev winds it around. Nyes did not get it out. McDavid able to hold the zone. No one on the left side though. Tavares first on the puck. Tanev came together with Hyman, then booted it free for Jake McCabe. McDavid beat him to the spot, but McCabe fought back and nudged it ahead for Marner. Now on to Tanev, who activates and shoots, and a blocker save made by Stuart Skinner. Tanev not really an offensive threat, although his first NHL goal did come against the Oilers. At Rexall Place, the old Coliseum on the north side of Edmonton. Draisaitl will dump it in.
Didn't it seem to happen a lot back in those days, Jack?
I think that's a fair description. Here's Yanni Hakanpää. Morgan Riley off that Oiler dump in. Clears back to center. Ty Emberson up the right-hand side. Leafs have just 1 shot in the period and only 6 shots in the last 29 minutes. Here's Jeff Skinner. firing from a sharp angle. That sailed wide. Rebound sent back down low by Travis Dermott. Winning a battle is Connor Dewar coming out of the corner. He'll get it at center, hard to the net, and then he forked one wide. Just could not get it on the toe of his stick, and instead heeled that into the corner.
Oilers got a little lucky. Emerson had the puck ricochet off him, and Dewar got a second chance opportunity at double-digit goals a couple years ago.
In Minnesota, scored 11. Up the right-hand side, you've got Camp. Back to the point, shot toward the net. In fact, he scored 11 last year. Up the right-hand side, Janmark put goals in after it. Then had off-season shoulder surgery and just returned to the lineup a week or so ago. Nick Robertson a clear. Back to center. And Stephen Lawrence will dump it back in for Toronto. Brett Kulak back in his own end. Edmonton has kind of lulled this game to a slower pace, and with a 2-1 lead, and maybe the ice a little gouged up. Why not? Shoveled in by Robertson. Skinner kicked it out into the slot, but Draisaitl was there to loft it back through the middle. McCabe will settle it down. Cuts to his left, then fires on net. Skinner will leave it for Evan Bouchard. Chased by Nylander. Angle to pass up the boards for Perry. Hits an on-rushing Leon Draisaitl left wing. Centering pass tipped. Bouchard a shot. And that's deflected out of play with exactly 10 minutes remaining in the third period. And Edmonton holding a 2-1 lead. Henrique scored less than 2 minutes into the game. Bobby McMahon tied it shortly thereafter. We were tied at 1 after 1. McDavid scored at 1:51 of the second period, pouncing on a power play rebound. And that's all the scoring we've had. Edmonton has not won a game all year when scoring 2 goals or less.
Bouchard's had 2 point-blank looks here in the third, and so too has Jeff Skinner.
Stolarz, 17 saves at one end. Skinner, the same total at the other. Turning into a goaltender's battle. Hyman, despite the plethora of chances, short side chance for Hyman. Banged off the pads of Stolarz. McCabe locates Tavares. Bobby McMahon double teamed on the half wall by Nugent Hopkins and McDavid. But with help from Tavares, it slid back through center. Bouchard giving ground. Fires a pass left wing, Nugent Hopkins. Hyman fills the lane. Nugent Hopkins fired a shot on net that was blocked by Tanev. Rebound. Ekholm going to get it through. Pounded off the side of the net by Bouchard. Now McMahon golfs it back through the middle. Swatted at by Ekholm over to McDavid. Again, the puck went off his stick. Here's Tavares walking in left-hand side. Tried to center, and that's intercepted by Ekholm. I mean, it is uncanny.
The ice is soft.
Right.
That's what I think's going on here.
Here's Riley. Hakanpää, and he flubbed a puck. And now you've got Henrique dropping it off for Janmark, left circle. And as he tried to center it, went off a skate, hit the side of the net. Yeah, if you're going to play the Marlies game, why not play it at noon or something? Give the ice an extra hour and a half to heal. Domi a shot off the rush and a save made by Skinner. Of course, you've got to accommodate the morning skate.
Yes.
Well, then I'd tell you to back the game up. 8:42 to go in the third period. Don't disagree with me.
I'm agreeing with you. I am allowed to disagree, though.
No. Only with Cam. Scotiabank Arena, site of tonight's game between Edmonton and Toronto. We've got another tight one brewing. That's good news for the Oilers. They're 4-0-1 this year in 1-goal games. They've got a long way to the finish line. We'll be right back with more third period play-by-play. It's Ford Dealers.
With 8 minutes, 42 seconds left in the third period, the Edmonton Oilers are beating the Toronto Maple Leafs 2-1.
Deals on club size, no name, and always low-priced everyday items. Visit in-store to find everything from fashion and home decor to toys and electronics. And don't forget their new Fresh Promise on produce. If your produce isn't fresh, they'll replace it and refund it. There are so many ways to save at Real Canadian Superstore. See their flyer for details.
Blue-collar work deserves big-dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit heavymetalequipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
When was the last time your electricity and natural gas provider made you feel like this? Low rates, no strings attached, year-round perks, and local energy experts who always have your back with Encore by Epcor. Find that carefree energy feeling at encore.epcor.com/carefree.
Customers are free to purchase natural gas or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822 toll-free.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
2-1 hockey game. Edmonton on top. Looking to go to 10-7-1 on the year and extend its season-long winning streak to 4 games. Off the face-off, Ryan out there with Draisaitl and Vasily Podkolzin. Derek Ryan following the puck into the offensive zone. Podkolzin left it for Kulak. A blast and a save made by Stolarz. Rebound, sitting in the slot, nudged free. Marner, blind pass, got away with it to Nylander. Nylander all over the ice in the first 2 periods. He's been quiet here in the third. Marner, left corner for the Leafs. Out to Morgan Rielly, trying to get that puck level. Marner, left point. Again, there was an American Hockey League game played here at 1:30 local time. Blocked Nylander by Draisaitl. Off to Podkolzin. Center ice, he'll dump it in. Oilers have been stingy once again on the shot clock. They're top 5 in both shots for and against. And tonight they've allowed just 19. Bouchard around the boards. McDavid could not control. Came through to Jeff Skinner. Now you've got Corey Perry guiding it back to Skinner. He loads up. Right circle. Puts it back in the corner for Perry. Tried to move it along to McDavid. Pass was tipped. Dewar able to clear to Chris Tanev. Scrambles to center and shoots it in deep. Stuart Skinner to play the puck for Edmonton. Up the right-hand side. Kampf will knock it down. He's hip checked by Jeff Skinner. McDavid comes over, and as Holmberg falls down, McDavid breaks loose. Fires a rocket to Jeff Skinner. But Connor Timmins did a good job of reeling him in, and the centering pass is intercepted by Jake McCabe of Toronto. Max Domi the other way, across the line. Centering pass redirected off of Bouchard, and the defenseman able to control for Edmonton. Fired it off his own man. Here's a shot, score! And it went off McDavid. Would you believe it? Matthew Nyes fires it home. An unassisted goal that ties the game at 2. Bouchard's clearing effort went right off his captain and bounced directly to Nyes. That is his 8th of the year, and we're dead even.
Well, Jeff Skinner had the puck on the left side on a long stretch for McDavid. He just needed to pump it down low, and instead the puck got turned over. Then it went all the way back into the Oilers zone. Unforced error from Evan Bouchard. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, and McDavid couldn't pick it up clean, and Evan knew it right away. And Nyes with a quick shot, and the Leafs tie the game. Something out of nothing for Toronto.
And they had nothing going on, not just in this period, but really the last 2. Matthew Nyes unassisted, his 8th. We're tied at 2. The Oilers off the draw. Get it in deep. Nick Robertson unable to get it out against Adam Henry. Connor Brown wrists it around the boards. Brett Kulak plays it down low. David Kampf up the right-hand side, being pressured by Brown. Janmark got in the mix. Good call by Chris Knobloch, in my opinion, to come back with this line after that goal. They've been working hard all night, and here's McDavid back onto the ice. It's been a strange night for McDavid. He's had the puck eat him up a few times, but he also has a goal. Here's Bouchard. He whiffs. This ice, I mean, it's strange. Second effort, got it in deep. McDavid, that pinballed off a few bodies, and now a race for the puck. Bobby McMahon streaks down the middle, picks it up, shoots, and scores. 3-2 And right now, you might as well be playing air hockey. That puck is flying around. Some strange bounces tonight. And give McMahon credit, able to skate in, deke, and score against Stuart Skinner, who decided too late to come out and play that puck.
That's incredible what's happened in this game.
McMahon's got 2 tonight, 6 on the year.
Well,
Time 14:07.
They're going to have to dig.
Face-off win for McDavid against Tavares. Matthias Ekholm looking for the equalizer. Broken up by McMahon at the blue line. A lot of time left. Almost 6 minutes. Bouchard. Back to Ekholm. But this is the first time tonight Edmonton has trailed. And remember, Toronto came back from 3-1 down with less 5 to go. Here's McDavid. And he risks one wide for the right circle. Rebound Marner. Tanev. On to Bobby McMahon. He'll chip and charge around Bouchard. Won't get through him, though. Ekholm comes over to make a play on the puck for the Oilers. Bouchard a reset. Up the right-hand side, Corey Perry. And now Leon Draisaitl hustles his way into the zone, and a wrist shot off the rush is grabbed at the expense of Corey Perry by Anthony Stolarz. 2 unassisted goals on, quite frankly, freakish bounces. And the Leafs, in a span of 59 seconds, have turned a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. Down the stretch at Scotiabank Arena with Toronto up a goal. The Oilers Radio Network.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation 50-50, presented by Rogers, is back and bigger than ever. The largest 50-50 in sports offers early bird draws, bonus raffles, and a main jackpot, which is growing by the second. With over $100 million invested across oil country, your support directly helps kids, families, and communities in need. Maybe you'll be our next winner. Get your tickets right now at EdmontonOilers.com and help make oil country a better place.
AGLC license number 696879.
Over the last decade, the world of work has changed dramatically. It's a change that can cause a disconnect between a company and its employees. But a partnership with Aon can help by making decisions that create a more flexible, engaged, and resilient workforce. Aon's experience and expertise, global understanding, and advanced analytics ensure that every client is better informed and better advised so that they can make better decisions. Whatever the next decade brings, Aon is in the business of better decisions.
No mortgage payments for a whole year? It could happen. With End of the Roll Flooring Center's Win Your Mortgage Payments contest. What would you do if you were mortgage-free for a whole year?
I'd probably go on vacation. Probably take a trip and then do some renos.
Then I'd be able to definitely afford more hockey camps for my kid.
If you want to win your mortgage payments for a whole year, just drop into any End of the Roll Flooring Center to enter today. Visit endoftheroll.com for all the details.
12870 St. Albert Trail and now open at 580 Parsons Road Southwest.
All games, all season.
You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
5:06 to go in the third period. Toronto 3, Edmonton 2. 2 goals in a span of 59 seconds. Bouchard, a clear that went off McDavid, went right to Matthew Nyes, boom, in the net. And then, on a puck that caromed off the corner, a race for the puck, McMahon won it, and deked Skinner for the equalizer. McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman loaded up. McDavid's return pass to Emerson, in fairness, was a tough play for Emerson to make on his backhand, and he couldn't hold the zone. Kulak back together for the Oilers, who trail for the first time in this one. Good read by McCabe, closing quickly on Draisaitl, and the Oilers must reload once again in the neutral zone. Emerson will shoot it in from center. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Draisaitl had it go through him. So did McDavid. Marner gives it up for Chris Tanev, and the Leafs look to clear. Kulak, a steal at his own blue line. Hyman to Draisaitl, across to McDavid. McCabe will keep McDavid boxed out to Bouchard. And then when McDavid tried to give it back to Bouchard, McMahon able to make the steal. And Marner, having been given a pass, will shovel it in deep. Line change for Edmonton. Marner, pressure on Bouchard. The outlet to Corey Perry. He'll poke it into the zone against Ekman Larsson. The Leafs look to reverse up the right-hand side. Edmonton has outshot Toronto 24-20, but here comes David Kampf. Down the right-hand side, left it, Ekman Larsson, a shot to save Stuart Skinner. Rebound loose in the corner. Corey Perry twists it back to Bouchard. And now Ekholm looks up ice. For the outlet, he's got Jeff Skinner. Across to Corey Perry. Good job of fielding that puck cleanly on some shaky ice. Nugent Hopkins now playing center. Tried to shovel it down low. Picked off by Ekman Larsson. And Nylander will dump it back to the red line. That time, Nugent Hopkins was centering Skinner and Corey Perry. Now it's Henrique, Brown, and Janmark one more time. Henrique in from the right-hand side. The puck jabbed at. Nylander thrusted twice but could not get it out. Troy Stetcher will give it up for Matthias Janmark. Heading for the net. Hard drive, center pass. What a save! Stolarz absolutely robbed Adam Henrique, his one-time teammate in Anaheim. Here's a fake blast by Janmark. He'll curl, center, and this one is stolen by Domi. Put too much on it. But it landed softly at the Oiler blue line, and because of that, the reverse backspin, Kulak has to regain and settle. With 2:45 remaining, that was a spectacular save on Henrique.
Janmark's been the Oilers' best player, Jack.
Here's Leon Draisaitl working his way in from the left-hand side. Fires across. Bouchard a shot. That was tipped. Rebound on the half wall. Draisaitl let it go through to Ekholm. Now Bouchard steps in again. Moves to Connor McDavid. Top of the circles. The Oilers pressing for the equalizer. Draisaitl a shot. And a sprawling save. Rebound. The Leafs clear it off their own bodies and can't get it out. Two chances. Here's Ekholm. Another shot. Blocked. Skinner heads for the bench. Tanev muffed a clear back to center. Skinner returns to the pipes. McDavid walks back in. Draisaitl waits, dishes. One-timer. Bouchard redirected. Skinner is back on the bench. Extra attacker on. Pulsating action. Draisaitl on the goal line. Less than 2 minutes to go. Toronto up 3-2. A deflected pass out to Bouchard. Fires across to Connor McDavid. The game hanging in the balance. McDavid left circle. Centers. Draisaitl loads. Fires. Blocked. Rebound. Ekholm to Bouchard in the high slot. McDavid loading up again. Spin move on Tavares. Drops it. Draisaitl centers. Quick shot. Nugent Hopkins rebound. Score. Draisaitl's tied the game with 1:29 to play.
What a flurry from the Edmonton Oilers. They were all over the Maple Leafs. And Edmonton gets a fortuitous bounce. Net drive, Connor McDavid. Draisaitl in front to Nugent Hopkins, and the puck went back to Leon, and he swats it home. 13th goal of the season. We are tied 3-3.
1 minute, 29 seconds to go. And it's 3-all. Draisaitl from Nugent Hopkins, and we believe McDavid. Craig Berube calling the referee over. Draisaitl has moved into a tie for the league lead in goals with Sam Reinhart with those 13 goals that Bob mentioned.
Reinhart got 3 assists tonight. Florida pounded the Jets 5-1.
That's 2 losses in a row for the Jets. They're slumping at 15-3.
5-0. Not 5-1. Jets didn't get a goal.
So, with 1:29 to go, we're ready for the resumption of action. The equalizer scored with 1:29 left. The puck lobbed in off the draw by Edmonton. Morgan Riley to Matthew Nides. Shot back in by Connor Brown. Stolarz will give it up for Ekman Larsson. Brown the steal. Centers for Mitch Marner. McDavid with a second assist, now 11 points in his last 4 games. Bumped in by Nides. Final minute of regulation, we are tied at 3. Stetcher up the right-hand side. McCabe tried to shovel it toward the Edmonton net. It's held in high slot by Mitch Marner. Rolls off a screen. Can't get away from Adam Henrique. He waits. He pivots. He shoots into a crowd. Blocked in front. Rattled around. Marner lunging. Could not maintain. Connor Brown with a soft chip back to center. Riley over to Jake McCabe. He'll dump it back in. Toronto could not hold a 3-2 lead with a buck and a half to play. Now Edmonton looks for the win in regulation. 20 seconds to go. Draisaitl. Here's a shot and a save made on Podkolzin by Anthony Stolers. The rebound poked out to the point. Another shot Ekholm. And Stolers put that one out of play with 13 seconds remaining in regulation. Might as well go for it now. And Chris Knobloch will. Sending McDavid and Hyman over the boards to join Draisaitl, Ekholm, and Bouchard. And an O-zone draw coming to the right of Stolers. Only Connor McDavid could have a goal and an assist on a night where the puck seemingly has done nothing to help him out.
You nailed it.
Here's Draisaitl lining up against John Tavares. Off the faceoff, a blast and a save made by Stolers against Evan Bouchard. Draisaitl, Bouchard, 5 seconds, can't pull the trigger, now does, and has it deflected out of play. And that was Mitch Marner went for a poke check there, Bob, and he was going to try to go off to the races for a final second breakaway. Instead, with that shot deflected on the second attempt by Bouchard, it will be Edmonton one more look here. Toronto stacks 4 on the paint against Hyman and McDavid. And now Marner will move to the half wall as Tavares prepares to take the draw. McDavid lines up a little wider on the hash marks just outside the right circle. Matters not. Tavares won the draw. A centering pass doesn't make its way through. And for the third consecutive time this week, we will have an overtime session. Toronto with 2 goals in 59 seconds to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. Then Edmonton with the extra attacker on, 6-on-5. Draisaitl banging home a loose puck from Nugent Hopkins and McDavid, and we are tied once again. Draisaitl and Nurse already with overtime goals this week. Who will be the hero in the extra session? We'll be back in 30 seconds. 60 minutes has settled nothing in Toronto. The Oilers and the Leafs tied at 3. And this is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Blue-collar work deserves big dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit HeavyMetalEquipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
So we're set for overtime. Edmonton 4-1, an excellent overtime team traditionally. Had a bit of an off year last year, but Draisaitl with 3 OT winners. Nurse won it on Thursday night, the night where Connor McDavid surpassed the 1,000-point milestone. He was injured by an illegal check to the head, and though he's okay in the Oilers dressing room, unavailable for overtime, obviously. It'll be McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard to start. Meanwhile, the Toronto Maple Leafs are 1-2 in overtime this year. And the Leafs, without, of course, Austin Matthews for this game, the 6th consecutive one he's missed, will go with Tavares, Marner, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
So Tavares and Draisaitl in the circle. Tavares is 10-9.
Possession, yeah, possession is so key right here.
It's often been said it's 9/10 of the rule, Jack.
Tavares had the overtime winner on Wednesday night. It was the 18th of his career. McDavid and Draisaitl have 16. The record is Alex Ovechkin with 27. Draisaitl against Tavares won the face-off, and it's the Oilers with the first possession of overtime. We are tied at 3. The shots in regulation, 29-21 for the Oilers, including 11-6 in the third. Here's McDavid against Marner. Cuts left, shoots, and a save made. Anthony Stolers, the rebound tossed by McDavid all the way back into his own zone.
Well, he set up the picket fence one-on-one there. Picked off Ekman-Larsson, and it was McDavid against Marner.
Here's Draisaitl. Shakes free of Tavares, heading for the net. A centering pass broken up, and Toronto's going to have a 2-on-1 to win it. Bouchard back. Marner and Tavares. Marner shoots and scores. Mitch Marner And the Leafs emerge with a 4-3 overtime win over the Edmonton Oilers, who see their 3-game winning streak come to an end.
First game all season, the Oilers scored 3 or more goals and lose. Edmonton had their chance. McDavid off the rush. Leon tried to feather a pass through on his backhand. It got knocked down 2-on-1. Kevin Bouchard took the pass away, and Marner ripped it past Skinner for the winner.
His 6th of the year, 200th of his NHL career. Mitch Marner having himself a week. He scored the tying goal with 48 seconds to go against Washington on Wednesday and scores the game winner 40 seconds into overtime tonight. The Oilers had a couple looks in overtime.
Yep.
McDavid stopped by Stolarz. And then when Draisaitl tried to thread it through, Toronto was able to make